Hey people, it's Nias. Now I told you about people making up lies and saying pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I covered this in Welfare States of America. You remember, right? Well, I talked about how white Americans got a lot of handouts and they're still getting them. Now, because of Trump messing with the Chinese, messing with the Mexicans, and them retaliating by putting in tariffs and saying we're not going to buy stuff, specifically soy. Now, just a little info, China buys 60% of all America's soy. Now, besides all their retarded nonsense saying, well, we can just find someone else, like, I don't know, any business that can lose half its customers and then just walk away. That takes years of restructuring. So Trump has now announced $12 billion in subsidies to make up the difference. Now, I'm against this. These guys voted for Trump. He directly caused this crisis for them. You know, there's another article that I can't access because you have to be paying to subscribe with the Washington Post, but they said, we voted for Trump, now his policies are smart. Us like, so what? You chose this. Anyway, I mean, he specifically, you know, he destroyed every business he was in. Obviously, he couldn't do it. And he obviously was going to mess everything up, but... And then don't ever forget those rallies where they had farmers for Trump. These guys were behind him 100%. Now they need to, what's the word? They made their bed, now they need to lie in it. Okay, now let's read a bit from here. Farmers groups estimate they have lost as much as $13 billion in recent months as countries like China, Canada, Mexico slapped their own tariffs on U.S. goods in response to Mr. Trump's duties on foreign imports. Oh, and Republican senators are against these, claiming that it's trying to put a band-aid on a self-inflicted wound. The administration clobbers farmers with an unnecessary trade war, then attempts to assuage them with taxpayer handouts, Mr. Toomey said. This bailout compounds bad policy with more bad policy. The comments cut to the heart of many Republicans' concerns that Mr. Trump's tariff and handouts contradict the party's message of free trade and free markets, and perhaps more importantly, could spark a revolt from struggling workers. Tariffs are taxes that punish American consumers and producers. If tariffs punish farmers, the answer is not welfare for farmers. Thank you, Mr. Senator Rand Paul. He put an label on it. This isn't a subsidy, this is welfare. What other business can have the government just buy up their products and take care of them when they're not doing well? And the president preempted criticism on Tuesday morning by tweeting, tariffs are the greatest. Later that day, he promised the farmers would eventually be the biggest beneficiary of his policies. We're opening up markets. You watch what's going to happen, he said in a speech to veterans in Kansas City, Missouri. Just be a little patient. Trust me. I'm the deal maker. Nobody does deals better than me. That's not something in the article, I just made that up. Basically, under the relief package, the Agricultural Department will make incremental payments to producers of soybeans, sorghum, corn, wheat, corn, dairy, and hogs. Okay. Farmers can begin signing up for the program in September, funnily enough, when it's the fall. Okay, like I said, this is just welfare for farmers. And again, going back to what I said in that previous video, more welfare. Why can't they just pull themselves out by their bootstraps? They just need to work harder. I'm going to leave the article in there so you can read this up. And anyway, this seems just as good a place to do my hillbilly impression. You know, sometimes I get so drunk, I can't tell my sister from my wife. Good thing they're the same thing. Okay, peace, family. Comment, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments in the below. Thank you.